All right, here we are. 1939. This one is the one that people in the movie industry all call the greatest year in Hollywood history. Good gosh, I was shocked at Snow White's 4.5, but heavens to Betsy. Wow. That was so much money back then. Well, anyway, this is by all film historians, this is called the greatest year in Hollywood history. And who knows, it might be in terms of film quality, but we're going for quantity here. So I believe I've counted. I had heard that, and I came and I was surprised at how many at what great movies came out in 1939. But I was surprised that it wasn't more. Which, not saying it might. It might. My current record is 1931 at 5, so it uh, might knock that down. Oh wow, poor Clark Gable. No award for him. I didn't. I don't think I realized that he didn't win. Son of Frankenstein. Ooh, off to a bad start, guys. Oh, we had Tom Sawyer last time. This is Huck Finn with Mickey Rooney. Ooh, what Three Musketeers is this? Is that? Huh. Oh, I do not know this one. Oh, that looks goofy. What is happening there? Is it musical? All right. So this is our first one. Yeah, Stagecoach. So this is the one that I believe kind of launched in a big way the Western genre and made John Wayne one of the biggest stars in the world. So yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know it is one of the greats. It's the second time The Little Princess has come up. I saw the end of that one once, the 1990s one. I was like, I don't want to ever watch this whole thing. Okay, The Hound of the Baskervilles has been adapted way more times than I knew about. Good heavens. Wuthering Heights. Okay, I think this one is the definitive version, but you know what? I don't like it. I don't like Wuthering Heights. I consider it to be boring and bad and just. I'm not putting it on. I don't care. You can at me. Comment. I don't care. Buck Rogers is older than I thought. That sounds like it could be hilarious. Trying to do Buck Rogers with 1939 special effects. It's either occasionally. It might be occasionally brilliant, but probably not that often. Hey, so, alright, so we start off with Stagecoach. We're into April and June, and, that's a fun title. You Can't Get Away with Murder. Huh? The Gorilla. The Ritz Brothers. Never even heard of them. Young Mr. Lincoln. The Four Just Men. Man, we're all the way into July, and we've only got the one movie so far. I think this is the second Man in the Iron Mask. Goodbye, Mr. Chips. Is this one about a teacher? Yeah, school teacher. Alright, this one's been adapted a couple of times. I don't think there is a definitive version of it, though. I'm pretty sure this has been done, too. I know that it is later, and I think I remember seeing this and thinking, oh, that one was a remake with Heath Ledger later. Much later, obviously. His parents probably weren't even born at this point. Alright, okay. The Wizard of Oz. So that's two right there. The Angels Wash Their Faces. Titles got weird. Hey, Ronald Reagan. Huh. And the Dead End Kids. Was he one of the Dead End Kids? Or? The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Man, there were so many movies of him. Oh, Basil Rathbone. He was the bad guy inside of The Adventures of Robin Hood. Well, one of them, I think he was Guy of Gisborne. Golden Boy, The Rains Came. Blackmail, Full Confession. Charlie Chan at Treasure Island. Interesting. All right, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. That is an absolute must see. Um, yeah, you got to see that one. It is so good. Jean Arthur is amazing in it. She was also great in Said Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. I love her. She's fantastic. Oh man, she got billed ahead of Jimmy. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, she's one of the most underrated actresses of her generation. She's so fantastic, and I heart her. Rums along the Mohawk. Another Thin Man. Gone with the Wind. There we go. The Juggernaut. Only up to 4. Destry Rides Again. Oh, is that Jimmy's first foray into the world of westerns? Okay, so this is Hollywood's greatest year. There's only 4. I only put down 4 here. Are there more down here? Because that doesn't sound right. Because that would mean by our okay, so Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind and Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. Oh, as I said, quality versus quantity. Those are 3 absolutely fantastic movies and some of the greatest movies ever made. But only 3 of them? Are there things left out on here? Destry Rides Again may be considered a best western, but didn't do that on purpose. But I don't know. I feel like my knowledge of westerns is kind of limited, so if I have heard of it, that's usually a good sign that it's broken through and is definitely a must see. And I know that I've heard of that one. My dad also just had a Jimmy Stewart collection that had a bunch of westerns in it, and so I think that was one of them. Oh, Gunga Din. Did I miss that one? Okay, that one's considered. I believe that's the first one that had Cary Grant as a serious role. All right, we're up to 5 for the movie that gets referenced in Sleepless in Seattle. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Intermezzo. It's a Wonderful World. Jimmy Stewart was in It's a Wonderful World and It's a Wonderful Life. Interesting. Odd form of typecasting. I think I almost said cart typing, but that would have been very silly. We did add one more, so let's see. Let's keep going. Maybe there'll be another one. Nancy Drew. Wow, that's old. Unexpected. I guess the books were written in the 20s, but wow. Only Angels Have Wings. That one just makes me think of Angels with Filthy Souls for some reason from Home Alone. Of Mice and Men. I don't know if there is a definitive version of Mice and Men. Most people say you need to read the book and then watch a movie to help it stick in your head. Roaring Twenties, Rules of the Game. The Saint Strikes Back. Are these this is interesting. The same year. Alright. Stanley and Livingston. Interesting. Alright, Stagecoach again. Swanee River. That really how you spell that? Don Amici. Man, he lived to be old, wasn't he? He was the voice of Shadow inside of Homeward Bound. That one will be going on the list. Three Musketeers. Three Texas Steers. Alright, well, it looks like we are just tied here at 5. So 1931 and 1939 are our 2 leaders for volume of must-see movies. Not necessarily quality, volume. Let's move on.